Hello everybody, this is Muchaneta here from Fashioner.com. I am reporting from the Keyhouse. I have Eric here
Hi.
with me in Sustainable Innovations. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
I've been hearing a lot about your 3D printing innovation.
Yeah.
Could you talk to me a little bit about what it is that you do?
Yeah. In my master thesis in 2017, I tried to print 3D printed textiles out of a flexible material, and it's stretchable.
Oh, okay.
So that is a problem with the material itself. It's not bendable. So I have to find a structure that solves this problem. Mm-hmm. And the first goal was to get it done, yeah? To come into the process, to tell the printer how to print perfect results, because it's a continuous printed fab. If you don't do it, the printer would, I can explain it here, there's 100 of cells, and the printer needs a path he can print the whole product, and he does his own way if you do it over the software.
Okay.
And I built my own path so that the printer starts from here and getting to there and we go on back and here and back. So there is no interruption in the process, and that's why the quality is so good. And this is why you can squeeze it, bend it, and
See, when you do that, it makes me want to give it a try, may I?
yeah.
So it's
You
quite...
also can do it with this one. This is a little bit softer.
Okay, so the kind of thicker it is, the more
Yeah,
harder it
exactly.
is. Okay.
And if the cell is much bigger, it's super soft.
Oh, I feel, yes.
This is more for packaging, to protect your product.
Okay.
And it's very light. Yeah?
It is, okay.
And it has its own aesthetics, so that you don't want to throw it away. You will put it into a cupboard or something like that.
Okay.
And if you reuse it, then someone else get it, and he will reuse it as something else, like the normal packaging with paper or what else, man. Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
So when you were creating this, who was the customer you had in mind?
No customer directly, because it's more a research project for me.
Okay.
Yeah? First, get the things done, and then searching for a customer. For example, here's a shoe. I do a shoe out of it to explain what the possibilities are sticking into this material and in this pattern.
Okay.
It's always the same pattern in every product, but through the material and the size and the thickness, it always has another softness or hardness. And this is for upholstery, for example, that you can sit on it. Yeah?
Okay.
Or this is for sitting on this surface, because it's for also for heavy people. It's good, and it's very durable, and it don't breaks if you use it. And this I had in mind to make a semi out of it for textiles. But then I realized that it don't has to be a whole T-shirt or something like that. It could also be an application here in this parts or at the knee.
Yes.
Yeah? So that the skin can breathe, and also that the flexibility don't. I don't know the word. Folds the material. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, it sounds to me, even though you're not really targeting a particular industry, you're still kind of in that research phase. You can actually use this in various industries, whether they be fashion, whether it be architecture, whether it be...
This could also made out of steel. Yeah. The material itself is not so important. Everything you can put through the nozzle is printable. You can print concrete, ceramics, you can chocolate. You can do it with biocells. And then you have to change the extruder, but the principle is the same. You print in path and think in path and in strings. So like in the fashion industry or in the textile industry, you think in strings. So, but you can go more in the third dimension, with the 3D printing process.
Okay.
With weaving, we have always surfaces, and with the 3D printing, you can also go in the third dimension, or you stay at the one layer dimension, so that you have textiles, or you combine it. That you say, oh, I want to have it like this,
yes.
whatever, and print surfaces and little applications on the surface directly in the same material. And the good thing about it is, if the lifetime is over of the product, you can recycle it and make a new filament out of it.
Well, that is very good.
Yeah. That means that you are in a circle, yeah. And also, I think about a local production, that you don't have to produce in China. You produce here in Munich. Yeah. Go on the website. You searching for a shoe or something like that. You can print. Then you say, produce it for me, and next day or on the same day you can get it. And then you wear it, and when the lifetime is over, you bring it back to this center. And then they reuse the material, and eventually you get a little refund for it, that you bring back the material, so there's no waste.
See, I like that, because I think a lot of designers, or people who are creating products, are now thinking about the end product, like the end life cycle of a product, and it's kind of a necessity now, I would think. With regards to your title, what would you call yourself? I take it you're not a fashion designer.
No, I'm classic product designer.
Okay.
Yeah. In this kind of work, I would say I'm a print path designer.
Okay.
Because I tell the printer how he has to print.
Okay.
I don't want that the machine thinks for me. The machine should do what I want to have in the result. The most people use this printer as a press-to-print machine. This means they don't think about the printing process, they just want that the machine thinks for them. And this ends up in bad results. And that's why I make a cut at this point and think about how could I tell the printer how he has to drive with a pattern. Or in the pattern.
So you're using it basically as a tool?
Yeah.
Okay then. And how has been the response here at the Keyhouse? How have people who have come up to you, looked at your products, what was their response?
From to, wow, nice thinking about the concept behind it. The first thing they see plastics, plastics, oil-based plastics, not sustainable. So this is a problem. But it's not the material all about. It's about the process, that I don't have waste inside the process. Because if this is ready, here is exactly that material inside that I need to print.
Okay.
Yeah? And I have, if you think about milling, you have to mill out all these holes, and this is waste, and you don't want to have that. And this is the reason why I love the 3D printing process, because you have no waste and you can reuse the material, especially with these printers. This is FDM, this means fused deposition modeling. This is an extrusion principle, and you can put every material through the nozzle. And there are other printers, especially resin. And if the resin printed products are ready, they can't reuse, because the material is hardened out through UV light. And after that, you have to use it and then throw it away.
Well, 3D printing has come a long way, wouldn't you say? I remember it 4 years ago when people were talking about it. And, the idea of using it in fashion just seems unlikely. But would you say now that it's more likely because it's kind of advancing a bit better? And that we could maybe create something that we can make a dress out of and then recycle it and then reuse that material again?
You mean the principle itself or the material?
I mean the principle itself.
Yeah, I would say this principle is the best principle to make textiles out of it, because I know a firm, they make a 100% bioplastic, and it's also reusable, but you can also compost. It's compostable.
Okay.
Yeah. That
Yes.
you can throw it on your compost in the garden or whatever, and after I think 6 months it's gone.
It's gone. I think that's the ideal.
Yeah.
That people are looking for. Well, thank you so much, Eric.
Yeah.
You know,
Thank
I
you too.
kind of I hope we'll see you again next season.
Yeah.
Thank you.